Hello viewers, I am Dheeraj. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to this channel for regular tech updates. In this video, I am going to discuss how to implement a decision tree machine learning model from scratch in Python. This implementation would be without using any machine learning libraries like sklearn. After completing this tutorial, you will not only learn the fundamentals of decision tree algorithm, but also you will be able to implement a decision tree model from scratch. Let's get started. Decision tree algorithm is a machine learning technique for making predictions. As its name suggests, it behaves like a tree structure. Decision tree is built by repeatedly splitting training data into smaller and smaller samples. It works on the principle of conditions. We check conditions at a node and split the data as per the result of the conditional statement. Decision tree algorithm belongs to the family of supervised machine learning algorithm. It can be used to build classification as well as regression models. In this article, we are going to discuss how to implement a simple decision tree from scratch in Python. This means we are not going to use any machine learning libraries like sklearn. Let us discuss why should we implement it from scratch. I believe we are aware that when we are implementing a machine learning algorithm using libraries like sklearn, we are not dealing with the fundamental concepts behind this algorithm. We are using the pre-implemented methods of these libraries. Hence, we are not exposed to basic concepts directly, such as logic and code related to the algorithm. In this video, I will be implementing a decision tree machine learning model without relying on easy to use libraries like sklearn. This will help us understand the fundamental logic and code behind this algorithm. I hope this will help us fully understand how decision tree algorithm works at low level. Therefore, this implementation will, of course, not be having any dependency on the libraries like sklearn. Before proceeding further, we should discuss three main and important concepts used in this tutorial. The first machine learning concept used here is entropy. The entropy of a dataset is a measure of impurity of the dataset. Entropy can also be thought as a measure of uncertainty. We should try to minimize the entropy. The goal of machine learning models is to reduce the uncertainty or entropy as far as possible. We use logarithmic function to measure the entropy and thus the impurity of a dataset. Let us try to understand how to calculate the entropy with the help of code written on the screen. Here, we are taking a dataset that is for a binary classification problem. We are having two classes denoted by 0 and 1. Also, we have 499 data points for class 0 and 501 data point for class 1 as printed in the image. Total data points is 1000. We are calculating the entropy of this dataset using NumPy log function. The entropy value in this case is 0.99 as shown in the image. Entropy is used to calculate the weighted feature entropy as well. This will eventually help calculate the information gain, another concept that will be discussed shortly. The second machine learning concept used here is weighted feature entropy. To calculate this, we need to split the dataset along a feature. After that, consider each subset as a new dataset. Then, we need to find the relative weight of the feature used to split in each of the subsets. Then, we should calculate the weighted feature entropy. Note that for calculating the weighted feature entropy, we need to call the calculate entropy function for a given dataset. In the image, you can see the Python code for calculating weighted feature entropy. Note that it is calling the calculate entropy function with a subset of dataset filtered by the feature. The weighted feature entropy is used in the calculation of information gain. The third machine learning concept used here is information gain. Decision tree algorithm will always try to maximize information gain. Information gain is a measure of how much information a feature gives us about the classes. Features that perfectly partition the data should give maximum information. A feature with highest information gain will be used for the split first. Information gain is equal to dataset entropy minus feature entropy. Basically, we want to determine which feature in a given dataset is most useful for discriminating between the given label classes. We will use information gain to decide the ordering of features in the nodes of a decision tree. As we know that decision tree algorithm chooses the highest information gain feature to further construct a decision tree. Hence, we need to check the information gain for all the features in order to decide for a split at a given node. For information gain calculation, we need to split the dataset along the values of each feature and then treat these subsets of data as if they were original dataset. Having discussed the three concepts used here, now it's time to discuss the problem we are going to solve in this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to predict the likelihood of diabetes in a patient using his or her glucose level and blood pressure. Therefore, the independent variable or feature is glucose level and blood pressure, and the dependent variable or label is diabetes or no diabetes. A value of 1 indicates diabetes and a 0 indicates no diabetes. A snapshot of the sample data is shown on the screen. Top 5 rows of the data with glucose, blood pressure, and diabetes or no diabetes is displayed. Before proceeding for technical implementation, let's discuss one more important concept related to tree splitting. The query is when to stop the splitting of the data. One query that generally comes in the mind of decision tree developers is what criteria is used to stop the splitting of the data. If we continue to grow the tree fully until each leaf node corresponds to the lowest impurity, then the model would overfit. Also, if splitting is stopped too early, error on training data would not be sufficiently low and performance of the model will suffer. Therefore, we have mainly three possible cases where we stop the splitting of the data or tree nodes. First case is when the label value is same on every row of data subset. Second case is if there is no more features left for splitting. Third case is when there is no more data left for splitting. I will be using the following simple steps to implement this. We will start by importing the required libraries. Then we will load the data in pandas data frame. Post that, we will define the calculate entropy function. Then we will define the calculate information gain function. After that, we will define the create decision tree function. Then we will define the predict function. Post that, we will set the features and label variables value. Then we will train the decision tree model. Finally, we will predict using the trained model. Let's go to Jupyter Notebook. The Jupyter Notebook is up and running on your screen. In cell 1, we have imported the required libraries like NumPy and Pandas. Note that we have not imported sklearn or any other machine learning library. In cell 2, we are loading the data. Data is stored in the CSV file named data-dt.csv. Then we are exploring the first 5 rows of the data in the same cell. In cell 3, we are defining the calculate entropy function. This function is taking one parameter dataset label. After calculation, it is returning the entropy of the dataset. In cell 4, we are defining the calculate information gain function. This function is taking three parameters, namely dataset, feature, and label. Here, we are first calculating the dataset entropy. Then, we are calculating the weighted feature entropy. Note that we are calling the calculate entropy function from inside of this function. At the end of this function, we are able to calculate feature information gain, which is equal to dataset entropy minus weighted feature entropy. In cell 5, we are defining the create decision tree function. A decision tree recursively splits the training set into smaller and smaller subsets. Decision trees are trained by passing data down from a root node to leaves. The data is repeatedly split according to feature variables so that child nodes are more homogeneous or pure. This helps in reducing entropy. A pure node means all the samples at that node have the same label. Thus, no need to further split a pure node. Decision tree follows recursive tree growing process. This means given data at a node, we need to decide the node as a leaf node or find another feature to split the node. Note that in this function, we are calling the calculate information gain function. This is for finding which feature gives the maximum information gain. Also note the recursive call to create decision tree function towards the end of this function. This is required as the tree grows recursively. In cell 6, we are defining the predict function. The predict function takes two parameters, test data and the trained decision tree model. Note that this function also calls itself recursively for finding the right prediction. In cell 7, we are setting the parameters like features and label. This is done as per the original data set. Remember, diabetes is the label in the data set. In cell 8, we are calling the create decision tree function to train the model. To this function, we are passing the dataset, features, label, and parent tree node having default value none as parameter. This function will return a trained decision tree which we are storing in decision tree variable. Finally, in cell 9, we are predicting using the trained model. This prediction is done for one data point of the input features. Note that the prediction output is in the binary format true or false. Here, true indicates 1 and false indicates 0. Therefore, we are able to successfully train and predict decision tree model in Python from scratch. We have come to the end of this tutorial. In this video, we implemented a simple binary decision tree model from scratch without using machine learning libraries like sklearn. However, if you will compare it with our implementation using this library sklearn, it will give nearly the same result. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button at the bottom right of your screen. See you in the next video. Happy learning!